Vinod Rai, let me take that out. When you also, as Comptroller and Auditor General, gave your 2G, infamous 2G report, your agenda was also questioned. It still is. There are books being written by Congress leaders with the sole objective of questioning whether Vinod Rai was batting for the opposition at the time, which is now, of course, in the ruling party. Do you believe this is part of the problem, that our politics has broken down, as a result of which our institutions get affected?
Well, in a robust democracy of the kind that we practice, I think it's good that it has generated a debate. There needs to be a debate. Why should we accept any institution but just by virtue of the fact that the Constitution created it? Institutions script the destiny of any nation. And if there is going to be good governance and there are good institutions, they will lead to sustainable long-term economic development. And if they lead to economic development, you're going to have prosperity and social welfare. So to that extent that people are questioning institutions, I think it's a good debate. The only thing is that the debate should be confined to the issue at hand, and it should not degenerate into personalities.
But that's exactly what happened. When you gave your 2G report and said 1.76 lakh crore presumptive loss in the 2G case, Kapil Sibal, who was to be on our panel, immediately said zero loss theory and questioned you and your bona fides. Now, when the Rafale report was given by Rajiv Maharishi, the CAG at the moment, the Congress, even before the report came out, said it's not worth the paper on which it's written because there is a conflict of interest. Rajiv Maharishi was finance secretary when the Rafale negotiations were on. Report again, junk. What does that mean? Does the excessive politicization of our system mean that institutions no longer are immune to the kind of political pressures, innuendo that is being passed off at the moment?
No, I can assure you that these very same institutions have been under the same pressure, and you can go back 1960, the days of Defense Minister Krishna Menon. You go back to 1999, when George Fernandez was the Krishna Menon. Same kind of statements were made, but at the same time, they were neither accepted by Parliament or the public. So each one of us would like to believe that what we think is the right thing. But as far as the Auditor General is concerned, an auditor, nobody likes to, incidentally, nobody likes to hear, see, or believe an auditor, and that's by definition. An Auditor General, by definition, has a contrarian viewpoint. It doesn't mean that he's a stumbling block. He's only contributing to improvement in governance. And that's about all.
So you're saying it's not as if something has changed post-2014. It's not as if the one narrative that is often woven, that it's post-2014, post-Narendra Modi becoming the Prime Minister of the country, that there has been a qualitative difference in the relationship between institutions like the CAG and the government of the day. That this has always existed. The tension, the sort of conflict is almost inbuilt into the system.
Yeah, I think it's a very healthy tension. It's a tension that one sees between institutions in any democracy. And I think that trend is good. It leads to debate, it leads to positive outcomes, and it leads to the dynamism that needs to be introduced in such institutions. I'll give you a small example. Each democracy, or 192 countries in the world today, have the institution of an Auditor General. The United States, till 2004, the institution was called Government Accounting Office, GAO, just as we have the CAG. In 2004, the 110th Congress introduced a change. While the acronym remains the same, it's still GAO, it's called the Government Accountability Organization, which means it's holding the government accountable to the legislature or the people.